So now they've got an AI of the Revolutionary War. I haven't watched it yet.
No, I haven't either. You all ready for them to see our
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know if they're ready.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Oh shit, where'd my chat go? Where'd my chat go? Wow. We got Eric, we got Brett.
Hi, Brett. Oh, Tammy.
That's Brett's trans alias.
Um, I
He
was
must be
trying to go
feeling pretty
along with him.
tonight.
Do what?
He must be feeling pretty tonight.
What night's not? What's
This
been
ain't
happening
no
up in
vape
your neck
show,
of the
Dylan.
woods? Do what?
Oh, Dylan says, is this a vape show? This ain't no vape show.
Where did he get this idea? You look
Ramblings
like
of
a
two old
highly.
men probably shouldn't be listening to us.
Probably not.
Because
And
of the
besides, what are you
information.
doing vaping? I still haven't seen your ID that shows that you are of legal age to be vaping, young man.
Yeah, so far we've only got him and his father's word on that.
Yeah.
And they are in New
Not,
York, you know.
yeah, I know. And no, they don't get the dog ears. What end? Which end?
Wow, Dylan almost got a good insult.
Yeah, but when you go punching up,
Yeah, but your driver's
you didn't
license
show
said
nobody.
McLovin.
Let's see what we got going on the interwebs.
I saw a headline that they got the Supreme Leader's bunker. Not necessarily the Supreme Leader, but they got his bunker.
Huh.
But I
Well, I
don't.
guess it's hard to hide out if you ain't got no place to go anymore.
But I didn't have time to read the article. So I don't even know where it came from. Liberal, conservative, it could have been
Yeah.
TikTok, for all I know. What TikTok loves to spread false news.
Yeah,
But if you
it's
get your
funny.
news from
Well,
TikTok,
not funny, but it's the lack of knowledge on history, man.
yeah,
You know, everything goes back to 79. Yes, that was a bad year. But actually, people, we've been messing around inside Iran since after
oh
World War II.
shit, hell yeah, Iran's always been on the radar, but it's been one of those things. They're going to be nuclear capable in 3 months. In 2 years, their nuclear program will superior. No, come on.
Sorry, you reached the end on that one. You're going to have to find a new one, and climate change isn't going to make it.
Hey, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
What was I saying? They want to have somebody wants the first fully AI flight, passenger flight.
For
For flying people. They want to have it
oh,
fully AI. Just it plugs in at the gate and they program it and supposedly it takes off with 300 people and takes them when they're supposed to go.
hey, as long as it doesn't spill drinks when they're serving, I'm good.
I don't think I
You
won't
know,
get in a self-driving car. I'm not getting in a self-driving plane,
no,
dude.
no. But people were gullible enough to get into things like that.
Yep. Well, because that's what they grew up watching on TV, and we're supposed to have that stuff by now, according to TV. I mean, 2020 was supposed to be a wasteland. The apes blew up everything.
Okay, you got to push a button or something.
Yeah, I do. Right here. How you doing, hippie?
Hey, Eddie,
There you go. Screen's
let's
yours.
see. All right.
Banana, chicken, banana, chicken, banana, 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 chicken, banana, chicken, banana, chicken, banana, banana.
Now that we got that out of the way,
You do know what my hobby is. That's not good to
midget
play a
dancing.
stoner. Because now that is in my
But you
head.
fried chicken, banana.
Oh, man. If Oklahoma was just a little closer, I'd put that
It's
on.
getting closer to the end of the week. You know that little run is about done. I think it should end up what tomorrow night at midnight, I guess.
How do you get along with your neighbors?
Only to make sure that they're good and healthy, just in
Okay.
case.
Because if I write your neighbors, I could play practical jokes on you through the mail. I could get your neighbors to carry out my dastardly deeds.
That's what Canada's for.
Oh. I always thought back when they had the vape show there, Brian and Mark and Mike, I, I always thought about getting somebody, because they had quite a viewer. So if we get somebody close to Mike, you can get somebody close to Brian, somebody close to Mark, and, give
Yeah,
them all the same note or something all at the same time, the same, delivery method, and, just play a practical joke, like you've been invited to join the Illuminati or something.
yeah. But I'm still wondering why Hippie hadn't left Mark a half-eaten donut on his windowsill during the night.
That's too funny. That's creepy though, if you think about it.
It's Mark,
But then part of me's gonna wonder, did he just do it and forgot he left his donut there? I mean,
Hell of a night, hell of a night.
I've gone to bed and forgot where I was going to sleep. Wake up next morning all fucked up. I almost killed a friend of mine because I fell asleep in his room because I had a single room. And so I knew I'm supposed to be alone, but we were so drunk I passed out in his extra bunk. And I woke up in the
Oh,
middle of the night and I hear breathing. And I reached over, my boot was right there, and I launched that fucker. I didn't know who was in my room. I wasn't in my room. I was in his room. And I heard an ouch and get the fuck out. And I had to go back to my room.
yeah, at least you had your clothes on.
Oh, yeah, I had my clothes on.
Oh, it makes it easier.
But it was just unnerving because his spare bed was set up like my room was. So at the foot of the bed was the window, like in my room. So when I woke up, I thought I was in my room. I just heard breathing, and I know I have nobody in my spare bed because I had no roommate, which actually sucked because I was responsible for two bunks. Yeah, I come every day for inspection. I was responsible for making two bunks. We did. It wasn't like in the movies where the mattress was rolled up and left on the springs. No,
Yeah. Oh, I got you another one. You got your button pushed.
I never unpushed it. To be honest with you,
Cool. We're ready.
I'm ready.
Ready.
Now, see, I don't care how
I
good your
don't,
safety cage is in that car. Oh,
dude, how many times did they have to go through that to get it just right?
that's brutal. We watch a lot of those videos, the crashes and like the traffic cams and dash
Yeah.
cams. Oh,
Mm.
I think that's half the
No, I
reason I don't
started,
get speeding tickets or anything. I mean, I'm a pretty safe driver. Well, when it comes to passing, I do take chances, but because my truck will get to 80 in a hurry.
dude, I swear to God, if I get behind you and I see you stick out your little nub trying to tell me you're taking a right turn, I'm taking you out.
Wrong side. I wish. I would put a little flag on that fucker.
Give you another reason to leave the blinker on.
Oh my god, that's funny. But it sucks because everything in the car is set up to the right, and so if you don't leave the steering wheel in just the right position, turning the key sucks.
Yeah, but do you think at this stage you could learn how to drive one of those British cars,
I probably could if I had a chance to
European
buy
style
one.
cockpit?
Yeah, if I had a chance to buy one, I could.
Yeah. I mean, old boy had a Bentley
Oh,
that was all set up like that. That
out of
was,
out of
I,
all the luxury cars, the Bentleys. Oh, all right. Sorry, keep going.
yeah, yeah. No, he was a weird little duck. He'd sit there and get a bunch of kids into the garage after he was doing painting and shit and see a bucket of gasoline or something. He'd go over there and drop a cigarette in. And not miss a bat.
We never worried about gasoline and cigarettes. Not jars and gas cans, but gas fumes. That's a different story. But it
No,
was a
and
different
watching
time.
idiots.
We used to hang out at
Yeah,
the gas station, in the garage, and we'd always smoke. When we got older, we would always smoke there, hanging out.
yeah. But hey, down here, guys grew up working with their dad in their front
Yeah,
yard. Doing the engine shit.
yeah.
Can't do that no more.
Oh. Well, yeah, none of that stuff, especially at the gas pump. I mean, everybody's so scared of it. Don't use your cell phone. Don't do that. No, that's not what does it. It's the women that get in and out of that car 10 times and build up static charge, and you touch the hose. That's
They
what does it.
usually, well, it could be that guy that's passed out down there by there just sucking on the hose, thinking people stole his shoes.
That one that still puzzles me. But wasn't it
Oh, I've
jet
had low
fuel that
time.
people used to drink jet fuel because it would get them off?
Oh, the big problem they have is getting a hold of, what is it,
Yeah,
methyl
maybe
alcohol.
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I know it
racing
was
fuel.
something to do with the jet fuel.
Yeah, racing fuel.
Yeah, racing fuel because they could extract it or something. I don't know, but it was supposedly it got you off, and not in a good way, I guess. And all be said and done because your body don't like it.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, man, what was it back in the late 80s, early 90s over in the Soviet Union? They were selling champagne that was diluted with antifreeze.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. There was a lot of wine vineyards were caught doing that too. I thought maybe in France around that time.
I couldn't imagine. And then, hell, what was it? Just short, not too long after that, we got crocodile.
Oh God, I saw a thing on a documentary on that. Why? Why would you do that? Okay, cocaine will
I
burn your nose out, but that's not visible. I wouldn't know unless you told me. Or the chronic nosebleeds, but that eats your
Yeah,
skin
well,
off.
just think of you, the worst point in your alcoholism, dude. And now it's now think even much worse to get to that point where that's all there is. Just give me a bump, give me a bump, give me a bump.
Oh, I can't. I can't. Not to something that's gonna, 100% gonna kill me. No, I get it. The Lord's lettuce is not the best thing in the world for you, but it really isn't the worst on the scale of things, you know.
Yeah. Till they put big money on it.
Yeah.
You never really heard of any, turf wars. He
I'm
went
really
in and stole
surprised.
his Doritos.
I'm really surprised we haven't got a big weed conglomerate yet.
Yeah, they're saying a lot of that's Chinese owned.
That I wouldn't doubt.
Uh,
But around here, well, see, I'm in an agricultural area anyway. So around here, we got
yeah.
farmers that were happy to turn over and grow this crop because this crop's going to pay them. You know,
Mhm. Shit. It's kind of sad. Hell, man, I remember when farmers were down here, they were finally reaching a point where, guys, I'm going to have to grow me some of that wacky backy out there just to make ends meet.
yeah. Well, I mean, you can rent out your field for what? $40 an acre for hay. You could grow a crop that might pay you $25, $30 a bushel per acre, or you can grow weed that's going to pay you hundreds an acre, thousands an acre.
Well, yeah. And hell, back then, that pot was the number three cash crop here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I'm all for it as long as it stays at the weed stage. I don't mind the pressed concentrates and stuff like that. But when you start tearing apart batteries, having to boil down cough medicine, no, no, that's not a drug you should be taking
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. And, but it's like you can't go anywhere where you're not smelling weed.
Yeah.
You know?
But before it was you couldn't go anywhere without smelling cigarettes.
Yeah.
So I'd rather people be high and happy than, coughing and smoking a cigarette. So. No, but I don't think if you don't have to, if it's a natural process, like I don't have a problem with liquor, because liquor is a natural process. It's in the Bible. For goodness sakes, come on.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it's the batteries that you got to rip apart. It's the soaking it in lye and bleach and uh, acetones and no,
Oil
no, I'm not
out of
so
the
keen on that.
transformer. Yeah.
I'm not so keen now. And never mind what they do in Ethiopia and shit. That what do they call it? It begins with a J. Jenkum or Jonkum or they shit and piss in a bottle, put a balloon over the top, and let it bake in the sun for weeks. And then they breathe whatever the balloon's gotten in it for gas. I swear to God.
No, I'm sorry. No,
I don't need to be high that bad. And
no.
that's all they do it
We can
for is
leave
to get
them.
high. It's not a medical
We
treatment
can
or.
leave them to themselves.
Yep.
Is what we can do, and turn away.
Yep.
Just keep going. Don't answer the email.
We only got to worry about them on the water. That was some more fun videos to watch. I love watching them Somali pirates attack them big freighter ships.
Yeah, it's kind of like Greenpeace back in the day,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
But they actually
That's in
succeed a lot of times. Not so much with
them
the armed
Japanese
ones.
got uh, Japanese got good at handling them boats.
Yep. But I've seen some of them. They've got barbed wire gates that just flop down. They've got water cannons that go crisscross. It's kind of cool some of the defenses they got that the ones that can't use firearms, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess now most of them can pick up an armed team that's licensed to go through them that straight.
Yeah.
But I could sit on the deck of on a ship with a 50 cal. That would be so much fun. Pow, 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 pow.
Why can't we just mount one on front of the truck
We can do that.
and go to handle protesters?
I fired one from a deuce and a half. And I learned a very important lesson, and the fucking drill instructor knew it too. I didn't lock the fucking turret ring. Because, you know, they had the 50 cal mounted on top of the deuce and a half cab. So you stand up, and there's a turret, so you can turn it any way you want. But you're supposed to lock the turret ring. And when I fired
Yeah.
that, because it just spun me around. And it wasn't a passing grade that day.
You don't remember watching Rat Patrol?
I do remember Rat Patrol.
Every once in a great while, you'd catch one. They didn't cut it, and you'd see everybody flying out of the vehicle.
Oh,
Oh, please, you people are out of your mind.
out of your freaking mind. I ain't impressed with you. You gonna put something up?
To do what?
Okay, no. I gotta go back to that regular home screen. You got me talking. Because, you know, that's kind of the whole point of the show, I guess.
Oh, well. No, no anhydrous there, Brett. Or excuse me, Tammy.
Wow. That what happened to Dylan. Now we know. Inquirer Mind wanted to know. That is the sound of freedom, brother. So what else have they got to be upset about? I haven't heard much about the riots. All this Israel stuff's got everything in the news.
Yeah. Well, there's people finally going after the money.
That I did
Dylan,
hear.
you was not. We've talked to the aliens that live by you. They don't want to touch you, at least till after you shower.
They're all for anal probes, but it's gotta wash that nasty ass.
Yeah.
All I can think about is Red Fox when he did his stand-up routine. Guys, if
Which
you
one?
want your lady to do her business down there, you gotta wash your ass. They don't. Oh my God, I can remember that to this day. 1985. We rented it at the base video store. That was back when comedy was. I mean, Red Fox. Uh, yeah,
Oh
Richard
man,
Pryor
Mums
was my
Mabley
favorite. Oh,
and what's her name that played Aunt Esther?
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Shit, she was worse than Red Fox.
Betty White was nasty. Lily Tomlin was.
Well, they were just skanky.
No, Skanky is well, all of them nowadays, I guess.
Yeah. Well, don't forget Aunt B.
And B, yeah.
Well, she was one.
Pervert.
But never forget Granny off the Green Beverly Hillbillies. She was in vaudeville. She was on radio. She was in uh, movies and series and television.
Huh.
She went into all medium. One of the first and only.
That used to be a good show back in the day.
Yeah, I actually had to have talent and shit.
Yeah. Robert Crane, he was another one. He got shot in a love triangle.
Who? What?
Robert Crane, Hogan's Heroes.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's messing around with married women.
Yeah, he was in a love triangle, and pow, somebody deaded him.
Octagon.
Yep.
Oh, some things you just don't get off into.
That's why they came up with the expression, you don't fuck crazy. And anybody in Hollywood, Beverly Hills, crazy.
Yep. And now you have to have a body condom.
Is that really a thing? Because I know somebody was trying to push it. Or you just being funny?
Well, I was just talking,
No,
but
because back
these
during the
days it wouldn't
pandemic.
surprise me.
Well, back during the
Dude, it
pandemic,
wouldn't surprise me.
they
It
had
wouldn't
them.
surprise me. The little girl sitting there playing the flute, had the
Oh,
mask
jeez.
on, had the thing kind of. Oh,
Well, no, this one actually, you've seen those Tyvek suits that they wear on contaminated sites. It was like that,
yes,
only stylish. And stylish meant it had a stripe, but it was a full body, and everybody don't, everybody deemed it the body condom. But it had one of them little pressure, one of them little pumps to keep the pressure. So, like them blow up sumo suits you see the kids play with.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it kept a, yeah, but it was a body condom. Didn't catch on because it was kind of ignorant to get in and out of.
yeah.
What was the other one they came up with? The 6 foot perimeter alarm. It was an alarm that went off
Oh
if somebody came
no,
in 6 feet of you.
dude! Down in Australia, dude had like a beanie hat. They had like
Feelers, yeah.
pool noodles. Had noodles. it was
Fucking
it
ridiculous.
was a propeller.
Fucking ridiculous. I didn't
Never
even
forget what these people. Never forget what these people made you do.
ever, never. I didn't even follow
And
the
those.
footprints on the floor, so.
Thank God we have video.
I can remember the first time I went to the store after the pandemic had started, because I don't usually go to the grocery store. So, it'd been a couple weeks in. And I didn't realize that you could only go down this aisle this way, and then you have to come up the aisle this way, and you can only have so many people in the aisle. Oh man, I was getting yelled at every time, every step I took, 'cause I did something wrong.
You wasn't singing Judas Priest.
No, I wasn't doing nothing. I weren't walking on the right blue dots, and I was going the wrong way, and
Breaking the law, breaking the
breaking a
law.
law. Yeah, I mean, I grabbed that can of tomatoes out of turn. Ooh.
Dude, I had one even better. I reached over one of their carts.
No
She
way.
grabbed something off the shelf.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yes. Oh, she grabbed that thing.
It didn't happen to me, but I witnessed somebody brush something in somebody's cart and they threw a fit. Now I gotta go back and get another one. I can't take that now. Dude, his coat sleeve brushed a bag. It was a bag of chips or something, a bag of something in the top basket. It's like, you fuck. But yeah, don't forget what these people did. They were way out of control.
What? Kind of rearrange the herd, doesn't it?
Yep.
Oh, please, you people don't know. Some U.S. officials say that Iran could build a nuclear weapon within 15 days.
There we
I've
go,
been hearing
Jim.
that for 40 fucking years.
Well, there's 15 days
I was
now.
supposed to go over there.
Wait a minute.
Fuck them.
They were they were what, 9 months out 2 weeks ago. Uh, they just got bombed, and now you're saying they're 15 days out? That math don't even add up in metric.
If Iran doesn't stop this war in 24 hours, I'm going to send Hillary, our best hitman. 100% accuracy has never failed a mission.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's awesome.
What was it? One Hillary called up the suicide hotline. Can I make an order?
Can I be? Yeah, the number of friends and family and associates that have killed themselves or had car accidents is staggering. But they're innocent. How dare you think
Of
they did anything
course.
wrong?
It's just a strange coincidence, you know?
Yeah, how dare you think they did wrong? So what else has got them in a tizzy? I heard the vegan booty
No,
had
no, no.
apply for bankruptcy.
Really.
Yeah, she's facing too many legal charges now.
She's the one that killed her dog.
No, that's a vegan teacher. She's the old one. Vegan booty's the
Oh,
young one.
oh, well, she's
She dresses up like a cow and stands in front of burger places and throws red paint at the customers. Goes into KFC and spreads red paint all over the place.
I'm sorry. I couldn't stand there and watch some jackass try to pull that crap.
Wow. I get you don't like it. I get it. Go away now. Because I do.
Yeah,
And let's go
they're
back to the
told by
alcohol. It's in the fucking Bible. I eat the critter. It says so. he didn't want me to eat it, he wouldn't have made it taste so good. But now, when you're grilling a steak, you know how your mouth starts watering? Does that happen
Yeah,
to vegans when you cut the grass?
the world may never know. For some reason, all I can see is a haboob, giant sandstorm.
Oh. I'd like to see one. Because I wouldn't have any skin in the game. I don't care about property damage. I'd just, be ready for it. But I'd like to see one. I'd also like to see a tornado up close, but that just means
No, I'm
somebody
sorry,
else
what?
has to luck and lose out. For me to have my pleasure, somebody's got to lose out. Now, I don't know if I'm willing to make that trade yet.
Exactly.
They had a movie.
Sorry, stinking
Oh, I
nobody.
can't remember. It was 10, 15 years ago now, but it was supposed to be. The premise was, here's a box. You can get $1 million or whatever if you press the button, but that kills somebody in the world. Could be somebody you know. Could be somebody in China. And it just went on. They passed this box around. Do you press the button or don't you? It was.
Yeah. Oh, that was that Milgram test where they sit down in front of the big controls and they'd have to go up in voltage each time.
Oh yeah. What do they call that? Negative reinforcement.
No, I forgot what that was. It was actually it was trying to get the people's reactions and what would people do if they were told by somebody that looked like an expert to keep doing this, no matter what was going on in the other
Yeah.
room, which never was going on, but they had some good actors.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that was when they used the act. Yeah,
Yeah. Or there was a good one where they didn't have actors at all, them students where they threw in the jail.
in the jail.
They
What
had
was
to,
they? That was called. Oh, I
yes,
think it began with an S. It was
that,
something experiment. Yeah, that went way bad on them.
yeah, well, they shut it down in 24
Yeah, I
hours.
was gonna say, yeah, it was way bad, way quick.
Apparently, they did not see Lord of the Flies.
That was a good movie. But if you want to see a good spoof of that, I think it's on Tubi. I think I saw it on Tubi. It's called Welcome to the Jungle. It's got Jean Michael Pierre. No, not Vincent. I know who you know I'm talking about.
The one married to Goldie.
The other martial artist guy. Not Norris. Not John Claude Van Damme. It's got him in it.
Hmm.
It's got Seth Rogen in it. It's got a lot of big names, but it's a Lord of the Flies kind of thing with a company retreat. Company uh, bonding experience retreat that they crash and
Oh,
then the two factions split and oh, it's funny. But it's called Welcome to the Jungle.
I know, man. That ain't nothing gonna get rid of that. I was scarred in the sixth grade having to watch that damn thing 2 years in a row. Piggy, piggy.
It's too bad they were so weak. They could have because they had the perfect setup because them bullies they knew that they were soft. If they'd have just laid in wait, they could have stabbed every one of them in the guts and been done with it.
Yeah, I know. That time of the year, you don't know how the flora and fauna react. So And then they find out they just went over the mountain. They could have been in the home.
Yeah. I've been on an old movie kick, especially B movies like Capricorn One, where they faked the moon landing and they tried to kill the astronauts and they were trying to escape through the desert. That was a good movie.
Hmm.
Tower and Inferno I just watched.
Your mic's freaking out again.
My mic is freaking out again. How's that?
Good.
Wow, it's freaking out to you. They're still hearing me good.
Shaken, not stirred.
Shaking nuts, you. I'm really screwed up, ain't I?
It's
Oh, now
so
I
they've
can.
been saying the ice went to Dodgers Stadium.
Oh, did they get anybody?
Yeah, no, they were checking out if they could use their parking lot for something, and they told them no, so they took off, and that was it. Now everybody's saying vehicles were in the stadium parking lot very briefly, unrelated to any operation or enforcement.
Oh my God.
They had got to the point saying they were going to shut down the ball game and shit.
Yeah. Technically, they're right. The ice was there at the ballpark, but yes, you're right. Damn it. The Stanford prison experiment.
Yep, old
Shaved it
Milburn
hairy all the
is
way. Good.
something else.
What else did we watch? It was kind of good, but it was weird. Straw. I think it was called Straw. I can't talk about it because if I anything would give it away. It was just one of them weird movies, and in the end, it's yeah, throws a twist at you. And it was just good enough to hold your interest. Uh, so yeah, if you get a chance to see Straw was pretty good.
But how many times did you nod out during it?
I didn't nod out during that one. I actually watched that one through.
Wow. Whoa. Hey.
I nodded out during yeah, airplane movie. Yeah, Top Gun, second one, which is a good movie by the way. I liked it. Not so big on Gladiator 2. I liked Gladiator, but Gladiator 2 was
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't all that hip on Gladiator. It was all right.
I liked Gladiator. It was long. I think they could have condensed it and still been as a good movie, as a good movie.
Yeah.
Same thing with Braveheart. They could have condensed that a little bit, and it still would have been a blockbuster.
Yeah, but if they were smart, they never would have made Waterworld.
Now, I enjoyed it for the corny sci-fi angle. I liked it. Yeah, but me and my sister would have a party for every Sharknado year. Every year Sharknado came out, so
Well, that's normal.
But I was a sucker for those movies: Piranha, Piranha 3D, Mega Piranha, Ozark Sharks, Bayou Shark, Swamp Shark.
Yeah. No, I played out on all those when quit going to the drive-ins. Then it was the slashers.
Yeah, I never was a big slasher fan. I'll watch them, but I'm not. I won't rent one. I won't look for one.
Michael Myers, Jason, all that
Yeah.
crap. Oh man, what was it? The original Carrie. I went to the opening weekend of that.
Oh no,
You
I've
know,
seen the movie.
Jaws. Jaws had to stand out there a couple hours waiting inside. Some fat woman being wheeled out on a gurney.
Oh
Man,
Jesus!
it was great.
I remember the
So we
Jaws
go in and watch
3D.
it, and I'm sitting, yeah, sitting there. Jaws made me fucking hungry. I'm watching the shark eat all sorts of shit, and I'm just starving.
But I didn't consider Jaws a horror movie. I considered it more of a thriller at best.
Yeah, but they made such a big deal about it.
Yeah. He'll never go near the water again.
Bruce, everybody loved Bruce.
But yeah, I can remember the
You
3D
know?
was supposed to come out to the TV, the Jaws 3D version. We had our glasses, we waited, we popped popcorn, we had our sodas, we were ready, and it sucked. It didn't work. It didn't work. Come on.
But what was worse was the one after that.
That was the one where they were in the Bahamas.
Was it?
Or was that?
Which one was the Mama's Revenge? Was that the
Yeah,
3D
yeah,
one?
where it was chasing the mother.
Yeah, that's like trying to get past, Faces of Death. Number three. If you didn't catch it by then, you're a sucker.
Yeah,
JP, PT Barnum has been looking for you.
yeah.
Dude sitting there come out with that song, The Faces of Death.
Oh shit.
It's usually a dead giveaway.
Usually.
So no new crazy shit up in your state?
No, so far so good. I don't want to say it out loud. I'm afraid they'll take it as a challenge, but
Oh, I hadn't seen nothing hiding her hair up it in the interwebs.
we had a No Kings protest, but it didn't amount to shit.
Yes.
They had
Oh,
one up in
speaking of
Vancouver.
which, brother, we didn't take time to thank the protesters this last weekend for making sure that we didn't have a king. Because the next day I woke up, we still didn't have a
Didn't have a
king.
king.
So
All
they done a good
right,
job. Thank you.
it worked.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! Oh goodness gracious, what have we come to?
I know. Oh man. So the lefties are got their far left preppers themselves, but they're worried about climate change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're hoarding sunscreen.
Oh no, they have bunkers and everything. They have food.
Oh
One had a
no.
little, yeah, one guy had a little dog and chickens.
The hell you say?
Yeah. Hell, it was 2 years before he could figure out what the bug out bag was called, but he got a cool one.
Wow.
Some may even get guns.
Oh no. I hope it goes better than Antifa had.
Well, they go to classes and stuff. So,
That was some pretty funny shit watching them. I mean, I watched one guy put a hole in his mother's floor. Uh, well, they're NFA NF NFAC, not fucking around coalition. There, out of 3 protests they attended, they shot one of their own twice. Out of two of them. Oh yes, and then the leader of them, the NFTC, he's in jail now, by the way.
oh,
He put a video out on YouTube trying to explain away the first shooting incident, how these guns go off all by themselves. It's an AR. They do not go off all by themselves. They may not go off when
yes,
you
we
want
know.
them to, but they don't go off by themselves. So he was playing with it in front of the camera, and then he put a fucking hole through his ceiling. And this is
Yeah.
their supreme leader of the Not Fucking Around coalition. But I heard he was in jail, so.
They never learn. That's almost as good as the sovereign citizens.
Oh, we've been watching a lot of those too. The one we've been watching a lot of the courts now, and not the ones where they arrest them, but while they're in the court trying to pull that shit with a judge. Oh my God, some of these judges they ain't having it. There was
That's it. I
no,
like them interrupting them and continuing on with what they were getting ready to say. I've already heard this.
yep. Oh, the one kid we just watched today. It was every time he spoke, uh, on the record, for the record, by the record. I want this on the record. Then he would say something, and oh my God, the judge was just getting so fed up.
Well, apparently a lot of people they sure don't take that advice. Any defendant that has a himself for a lawyer has a fool for a lawyer.
Yep. One judge looked at a kid. He wanted it was defending an himself trial. He was a hearing if he was able to defend himself. And the judge looked at him and says, "At the very least, you have somebody to blame when you go to jail. You can always say your lawyer fucked it up."
Yeah,
That alone, okay, give me a public defender. But they read that paper. Somebody told them, Tyrone said, "You can take that plate off your car, man. They can't do shit about it." That one
yeah.
old judge, he looked right at him because they said the traveling shit. I was traveling. I went, "You can travel. Walk your little ass wherever you want to fucking go," he said. Well, he didn't say fuck it. He said, "Walk your little ass. Anywhere you want to go."
Yeah.
That's traveling. How you
Yep.
get there is conveyance. You have no right to conveyance. It's all private. It's all regulated. You don't own the train. Somebody can say if you ride it or not. You don't drive on the road without a license. You don't,
Yep.
you don't fly without ID. There's rules to travel.
Oh man. Yep. There was the deal back in the late 70s. I remember hearing them talk about the social contract. I didn't sign the social contract.
Yep. Or I have the right to face my accusers. The state isn't a person. I have a right. If the state is suing me, I have a right to have everybody face to face in here. Dude, there's 10 million people in this county alone. We can't do that. Do you think
Gotta
you
love it.
found that magic loophole that everybody's overlooked all these years? You really think we're still allowing police officers to arrest people for traffic violations if it was against the law? I'll tell you what, I'd be the first one to sign up for that fucking license plate and that special license ID.
Sure.
I'm not too hep on registering my car every year and getting my, renewal my license and so
Well,
got to be something else
what do you
we could
think?
do to piss them off. I told you about the woman. I think I blew her mind at the laundromat the other night because I was sitting there because I got a shirt like this on. I got my Trump hat, and she screamed liberal from across the county. She screamed liberal, and I tried to be nice. I held the door. I offered to hold, lift this, to hold that, everything I could do. And it just, she couldn't find any fault with me. And I'm sitting in my truck, and she was getting ready to leave, and a gospel song come on my truck. And I'm in there singing away to the gospel song, and she's just looking at me. She couldn't, but she finally looked at me and said, "Have a good night," and just got in the car and left. But if looks could
What?
kill, I would have been dead. She couldn't find
Man, did you
fault.
did you write this down? Do you have witnesses?
I had Kelly, and I had my dash cam going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
I'll
dash
take the
cam
word for
records
it.
inside and to the side. Yeah. I set
Yeah,
it up so if somebody mugs
okay.
you, you'll be able to identify them.
Oh, jeez. Nobody's gonna mug an old lady.
They carjack people.
They might carjack them, but they ain't
Old
gonna.
ladies especially. You're a pushover.
No.
Wow.
If I was going to carjack
Can't
somebody,
win
it's going
for
to be an old
losing,
lady.
can you?
Actually, no, you don't want to carjack an old person because the chances are good they might have a standard. And that seems to be a lost art now.
Hey, I grew up. I got to go to see pro wrestling. The most dangerous people in there are them little old ladies.
With a cane. In fact, that was the
Uh,
shtick for WWF for the longest time. They always had that one fan in the front row with her cane, and she always had that blue
yeah,
paisley dress on.
no, down in the territories, boy, them little old ladies carried them nice little sticker. A lot of them wrestlers. I'm just walking back to the dressing room. This little old lady come up, stuck me.
Damn.
They've been chased out of town. Who was it? The Freebirds. They chased them out of town. They're
Well,
shooting at them and shit.
I do believe it because that's how I was introduced to wrestling was through my grandmother. And let me tell you what, that little old lady turned such a vicious fucking animal when it come time to wrestle. Oh my God, that woman, she had a mouth on her.
Especially when the Russians come out.
Yes, the day Greg Valentine broke Chief Jay Strongbow's legs. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I thought my grandmother was headed to fucking the TV station wherever they were filming, and she was going to kill her, one Greg Valentine. Oh my God.
Gotta love them.
I'll never forget that night. I was sitting on the floor, half watching it, reading a comic book. Yep. That son of a bitch! God damn him! Yep. Kind of remind me of a female Dylan. I've never seen
Now you're
anybody get his
scaring me.
nose so stuck. My brother likes the UFC fights, but Dylan's got his nose right in that wrestling stuff.
Yeah, I know he does.
But I guess if that's your bag, that's your bag. I don't respect
Yeah,
anybody
but
that didn't like Full Metal Jacket.
just
So
be, just because you watch wrestling doesn't mean you can say that was your exercise.
well, hey, that's my excuse.
Hey, I already put you on a workout schedule, man. Don't you remember?
Although I did forget to go to the gym today and yesterday in the last 15, 20 years.
Oh, I thought your hookup man changed his name to Bob.
Wow.
Yeah, Pippi, I gotta agree with you on that. Dot Apollo does look pretty cool. Well, brother,
Well, it
think
looks
we
like that time. Go join the cool
yep,
kids, take a pee, and we'll see you next week, folks. God bless. Say a prayer for America.
everybody be groovy, stay classy, and at least shower once a month.